Henry Willings Commission recommended that a Bill of Rights patterned along the European Convention on Human Rights be incorporated into the independent constitution as a way of guaranteeing minority rights through national integration. That is what they tell you, and that is what you read, but it's lie. Now, why don't you ask them, oh, if you are talking of majority and minority, why then do you have to tilt power? You have to give advantage. You have to give 52% of the delegates to the national legislature, to the north, to the caliphate. Why? Whereas they don't have population. According to the interview, it's still there on YouTube. You can go there. Interview with Harold Smith. He said personally, he here to north population. He said he personally traveled the north to try to find out where this population. And there he understood that there is something sinister that Britain is doing. His master, his superiors are doing. They are manipulating something because he cannot see people in the north. What you see is empty lands everywhere. After 200 kilometers, you see maybe 3 huts, and another 400 kilometers, you see another 2 huts. These are what they call. He say, but he says it's different from come to south. Is it Ibadan? People everywhere. Is it in Enugu? Every part of a Biafra land, every part of the south, people full everywhere. But in the north, he didn't see anybody. So he's surprised. But after there, he now started suspecting his superiors that Britain that sent him, that is Britain, that there is something sinister they are doing. Why should they lie and put, hegemony, put more population where there is no population? How do you think, just naturally, how can a desert region be more populous? A non-conducive desert region without no water, with no rain, be highly conducive, more conducive. People will live there more than in the southern parts that have ocean, rivers everywhere, bush, things that sustain life. The Nigerians reason, the answer is no. Here we make you to reason. Things that you don't think, we think about. We make you, we try to push you in order to think. Use that your frontal lobe as a human being. Are you hearing me? That is the reality. So, they say minority. They set up the Willings Commission. Okay. After failing to implement the agreement, okay. Now, they set up the Willings Commission, as they say, in order to guarantee minority rights all over Nigeria. Now you ask them, why is it only in Biafra land? This is another question people don't ask them. Why you have minorities that are being swallowed up by the caliphate in the north, everywhere, shouting. You have, as I said, Tafawa Belewa, his tribe is Gere tribe. He's not an Hausa. All those tribes now are being swallowed, forcefully swallowed by caliphate, by Fulani caliphate through Hausa, because they are in charge of Hausa. Are you hearing me? But no, it doesn't. That side, it doesn't matter. Do you see their tricks? And they always blow everything through the media, launder everything, so that unconsciously or subconsciously we are absorbing all those lies. Today, say no to all those lies. Are you hearing me? Now, let me come to the states, because okay, before I come to the states, when they talk about ethnic minority group, it's defined by ethnic minority group by a social scientist as a group of people who, because of their physical or cultural characteristics, are singled out from the others in the society in which they live for different and unequal treatment, and who therefore regard themselves as objects of collective discrimination. Now, the exploitative relationship, which often characterize the interaction between the minority and the dominant group, can take the form of unequal regional development or a differential access to positions of privilege or power, or different forms of segregation and discrimination in social, economic, and political life. Now, I ask you, with all this definition about ethnic minority, which they say, that's why they set up Willings Commission. Do we have this ethnic minority in our land, in Biafra land, which they call East? The answer is no. Now, one of the proof is this. In 1929, we have what they term as Aba Women Riot, which is Aba Women Protest, Biafra Women Protest. When you study deep, you will understand that they make up, people gather from Urobo to Ejo down to Efik. All these the clans and the Biafran ethnicities, all of them gather, the women, they gather together in order to protest for the tax being imposed onto the women also by the colonial masters. If we have these divisions among us, do you think that our women would have gathered in 1929? Do you think that Biafran women from all over, not only Igbo, Efik, Urobo, all gather together, Ejo, gather together, speaking one voice? Do you think that it will be possible? Now that they have divided us, call for, look at many times we call for things, protests. You will see some part of Biafra land we remove themselves. We will not even know that they are big, like some part in Biafra, in Bayelsa. It's reality. They will not even partake. But because of the division, but they partook, wholeheartedly in 1929. Now, what is the cause? Because we are living in an artificial environment designed by Britain called Nigeria, which they put divisions among us. They talk about ethnic minority. Why don't they set the Willings Commission to the north, where the Fulani Caliphate is swallowing all of them wholesale? Why? Do you see all these questions? When you start asking them, you start understanding the lies of Britain, misinformations of Britain. Are you hearing me? Okay. Now let me come to state creating, because what they talk about state police, and I want you to understand that creating of state in Nigeria, the way Nigeria is, if they create state police, it will be worse. It is a trap. It will be worse than anything. The only thing that is good is regional police. Are you hearing me? Where the whole state police you are talking, don't you see a Bubago? Is it not part of let's say state police? Don't you see how they are, killing our youth, harvesting their organs? Even the AVG is set up by the governor of present governor of Anambra State, the Anambra Vigilante Group, which is also equal to state police. Look at how they recruiting criminals. They are, many of them are part of criminal. You see, Mazi, he's informed. If he talk, you listen, because he has information you don't have. So when he talk, you listen. When the leadership of IPOB speaks, you listen, you don't argue, because there are privileged informations they have, you don't have it. So when he tell you that, look, Anambra Vigilante Group, they are hardcore criminals. Many of them, they are recruiting criminals. Now, imagine that you form state police. It is these rogue governors, rogue politicians being imposed on us. They will use it for vendetta. Have you forgotten Mazi? the revelations he made. Have you forgotten? How the present governor of Anambra State, he wanted to contest under, I think, Yaradua, whether PDP. He gave money to Yaradua's, under PDP or APC. He gave money to Yaradua's wife. Billions of naira. He gave him ticket. And he comes down and they tell him, hey, this thing is not, is fake. Go, they don't scam you. Go back where he kept quiet. Is it all these slaves, all these Fulani stooges that we are going to trust on state police? For one person to have command in a state, they will divide, which means they divide us into pieces more. Anambra will say, no, this is our Anambra. Imo will say, no, this is Imo police. So no, anything. And the Nigerian government, the caliphate, will help them. Oh, Chineke, we are in a mess in Nigeria. I'm telling you, the only solution is for us to get out and take our destiny by our own hands. You know, we are a people, we are Republicans. You can never control Igbo man, Igbo people, in a way that maybe a Fulani man controls his Fulani fellow. No, it's impossible. There is a way our character is in our DNA. We have to work together. Are you hearing me? Everybody is always engaged, join together in order to do something. But when you say you will use your power, no, that is what, if they enter into this police, this and that, the state police, another war, division in our land. In what is it from Anambra to Imo? Is it from Imo to Ebony? Another Wahala now. Wahala. How was it that they will kill you and nothing will happen? It's our life, it's our state. Are you hearing me? Now, let me give you a brief story of this state. You are talking. It is not natural in Nigeria. It's not natural. Now, during the 1966 pogrom, I start from there. The killing, the genocide of Igbos. When we talk about Igbos, we talk about Biafrans because it just suffered it. They killed the Jaws, they killed the Figs, but all of them, everybody in the north is referred to as Igbo, for your information. So, when they killed our people in the counter coup, counter coup, now our people started running home. Those that escaped came back home. After Ojukwu started, because Ojukwu didn't want to go to war. He saw the horrible, gory sights. They put people they beheaded, put their corpses in train and send it back to us to see. Are you hearing me? Very primitive killings. Just equivalent to even what happened in Rwanda, 1994, who was a child's play. They killed our people and they ran back home, those that can escape. And Ojukwu started negotiating with Gowon and other northern emirs. After they gave him fake assurance that all is well, Ojukwu now announced that everything is okay. No need of agitation, please. Everything is okay. We have a space in one Nigeria. We have our stake in one Nigeria. Let us go back. If you want to go back to the north, you can go. They allowed the people that went to start calling him, our people nation, writing letter. Nah, nothing mega here. Everything I did okay. Biawano. They allowed them to come. And they closed doors everywhere. They massacred our people more than before. And the few that ran back, Because this second time it was worse. You know, when these people that are telling you that Ojukwu started the war, when they are telling all this, they jump all these things. How Ojukwu negotiated for the second time, and there was a second wave of killing everywhere. To the extent they spread to west, to Lagos. Our people came back now, horrified and angered. They blamed Ojukwu, and rightly so. Our people blamed Ojukwu and said, look, you are the cause of this thing. Now you have to take us out from Nigeria, declare Biafra. He tried to calm everybody. They said, no, this is not calming. You didn't suffer, it is we. If you don't want to declare Biafra, we will remove you from that seat and put another person that wants to do what we want. We are the people. Ojukwu told them, say, let us make effort, because he have to inform Gowon and say, look, my people are horrified, though. Let us do something. He said, let us go to Aburi. I think they suggested to go to any part of Nigeria to negotiate. Ojukwu didn't accept. He said, the way you killed my people, you want to kill me there. So that's why that general, is it General Ankara? He invited them. He gave Ojukwu guarantee, safety, security guarantee. He said, okay. And they went, Aburi in Ghana. They discussed, negotiated, because Ojukwu didn't want to go to war. He wanted to remain in Nigeria. He said, look, let us go back to our regional system. Are you hearing me? Because it was removed right from the time of Agin Ironsi. He used a decree in order to remove regional system. And Gowon, when he entered power, he also maintained it. And they agreed. They said, okay, no problem. When they came back, Ojukwu was expecting Gowon to announce everything and start implementing it. Instead, you know what he did? He failed to implement. After failing to implement the agreement made in Aburi, Ghana, known as the Aburi Accord, Gowon rather announced the creation of the first 12 states on May 27, 1967. So that when you are celebrating May 27, Children's Day, you are celebrating your death. You don't know. You know, ignorance is a disease. Oh, May 27, you are celebrating your death. Gowon, instead of implementing Aburi Accord, he created the first 12 states on May 27, 1967, breaking the eastern states. He also appointed governors over each state. Let me tell you the first 12 states. He did it to destabilize Biafrans. For you to understand the whole thing that is going on today, Nigeria that is designed is just to do everything against Biafrans. For us, right from Britain, Biafra. That is how Nigeria is designed. That is why I used to tell you that, you know, when I tell you something, I'm not saying it for saying sake. Nigeria is our graveyard. It is designed by Britain. So when Gowon, instead of implementing Aburi Accord, he dissolved the whole region and now created the states. So that he will break us into pieces and weaken Biafra. So that Ojukwu will not have any. If we call our brothers, they will say, no, we are no more East Central State. We are now Cross River. No, we are now Rivers. That is where it started. I want you to understand the origin of creation of states in Nigeria. Go on in 1967. Instead of implementing Aburi Accord, instead unilaterally he created states direct, dividing our place. Look at the first test. You know, he cannot just do it only eastern region, in our region only. It will be, so he did it as if he created states everywhere in Nigeria. How do you turn into states? Normally before his region, everything in Nigeria is by force, by fire, by force. state creation by force. They divided us into, now they created Bender State, and the person, the governor he appointed was Samuel Ogbemudia, the first governor of Bender State. They created Benue State in 1967. The governor was Police Commissioner Joseph Gomwak. They created the Cross River State, run by Governor Colonel Uduakaha Jacob Iswene. East Central State. Now he gave that one, say, oh, take your own East Central State, Colonel Chukwuemeka Odimego Juku. Somebody that is in charge of the whole East. Now he created do you see political strategy just to thwart us? And that thing have been, Nigerians don't go to the grassroots of issues. You don't know that our problem is from the grassroots. When they want to undermine Igbo man, that is what is killing Nigeria till date. They now create East Central State. They say, Juku, you are Biafra. Just till today, when you talk about Biafra, you see some people say, Igbo, it's only 5 states, so Anambra, Enugu, Ebonyi, Abia, this and that, only 5 states. All these are man-made, created by Britain and their agents, their Fulani agents. That is it. So, North Central State, Brigadier Abba Kyari. Kano State, Colonel Sani Bello. Kwara State, Colonel Ibrahim Taiwo. Lagos State, Colonel Mobolaji Olufonse Johnson, the first governor of Lagos State. This Lagos is right from 1967. It started existing as a state. Before, it was in the western region, because they are afraid to bind us together, to leave us as we are together. Even if as they create a region, they say we are together as one people, as a region. So they are afraid. Now they gave Gowon the idea, slash them into pieces, so that somebody will now start calling himself I'm Rivers man. From 1967 of yesterday, you will see somebody of 90 years start telling him I'm from Rivers. Somebody of 80 years, no, I'm Rivers man. But the River State was created just to marginalize, to thwart and destroy Biafra. So that Ojukwu now he will give command. They say, you are giving who command? You are now the only governor of East Central State. We are in Cross River, so who are you? We are now Rivers man. Rivers man started 1967. Oh, I'm from Rivers. No, I'm Ikure, I'm not Igbo, I'm Rivers. Oh, 1967 yesterday. 1967 yesterday. And the Gowon did it for a purpose, to destroy our unity. That is why you see, from that time you see Umukrusu now Rumu Krusu. They now start, no, it's not something that is we never even know anything about any difference. Now we now start seeing ourselves as different people, courtesy of foreigners, courtesy of our enemies. But they themselves, they are together, irrespective of the minority in the north that are groaning and crying. They pretend to be one together. Now, Northeastern State by Colonel Musa Osman. Northwestern State, Police Commissioner Osman Farouk. River State, Lieutenant Commander Papa Yare Dait Spiff. Western State, Colonel Robert Adeyinka Adebayo. Do you see how the first 12 states is not natural? It's something that was done out of malice to destroy Biafra. That is why they created it, so that Ojukwu will look around and people will say, no, now I'm governor, I beg you, how can you give me command? But now I'm a Rivers man, I am no more Easterner. That is when this slang started. It is man-made, for your information. When you hear somebody say, I'm a rivers man, it's God that created you. You should be ashamed. And he did it to destroy our cohesiveness. He did it to destroy, to cut our umbilical cord that binds us together. Where our women in 1929, nobody know whether what is rivers and not rivers. All of us were together as one people. But today, look at ordinary Igbo that have no other language except Igbo. They say, Ariwa is telling you, please don't fill a form saying that you are from any other tribe except Ikwere. Or your language Ikwere, your tribe Ikwere. Oh, they are doing you good. You are foolish. I don't blame people that are even the Fulani that are trying to undo you, because they know that you are stupid and foolish. When they can convince you to deny your identity, you are stupid. I don't pity you. You are stupid. I don't pity you. Why can't you do the same thing to them? Because they are wiser than you. That's why they are manipulating you. Why can't you manipulate them? Do you know how many ethnicities in the north? More than 300 out of 371. I counted more than 300 ethnicities in the north. But they come. We have no much ethnicity in our side, but they will come and they will explode it. They will magnify it larger than life, and you accept. Oh, I'm a reverse man. I'm a Delta man. Igbo, I'm not Igbo. I'm Delta Bende. I'm Igbo, Delta Igbo. I am what a mess of a people. People that can be created by foreigners anyhow. And you'll be gallivanting, accepting anything you are being called. Are you not a lower animal? Anything you have, tomorrow they create another state and call it a stone state. You will see people telling them, say, I'm a Estonian, so I'm not Igbo, I'm from stone. If you tell yourself, I'm a rivers man, I am Bayelsan, I am, you throw your identity. By foreigners made you to do so. It is the work of human beings, not the work of God or not work of nature. It is work of human beings. But you yourself, you don't have ability to do the same thing to them, which means you are lower. You are simply lower. You deny your identity. You deny where you come from. We should be wise. I am telling you, we are living the colonial legacy in our land. We are living, drinking it. So it is a high time for us to open eyes. Out of these 12 first states, later Motalam Obasanjo regime added 7 states to make it 19. The Babangida administration created 2 more states in 1987 and 9 in 1991 to make the number 30. It was the Abacha regime that created 6 more states in 1996 to bring the number to 36 states you are in today. So why will you look yourself, a whole human being that and a Biafran that should be proud of yourself and your identity? You call yourself I'm a Delta. You are relegating yourself to an animal. You call yourself I'm a rivers man. You are relegating your. Even the worst part of it is that where the caliphate, they use us to do They don't even give us good names. They call you rivers, you answer. They don't even use at least one thing. Look at the north. They never create a state and call it nonsense name. All is their indigenous name. Kano, either Fulani name or outside any indigenous Kano, Kaduna. They don't call rivers stone, road, no. But in our land, cross river. And we have intellectuals that should be defending this. Why have you removed? We remove ourselves from building a system. Instead, we are building individual selves. They mock us. They call you cross river. The other one, rivers. The other one, delta. It's a mockery. It's a mockery. Even all these names are mockery. I am telling you. And you see, our people are proud that I'm a Rivers man. You are. Where do you come from? No. Where is your village? No, I'm from Eboma. You are Igbo? No. I'm not Igbo. Then what is your ethnicity? No, I'm Rivers man. And you are looking at an animal, we're talking. I'm a Rivers man. Rivers that go on use just by guessing. What do we call these people? Say rivers. Okay, there are many rivers. They are called rivers. And you are proud to answer it. We should be wise. Now, why should there be state police instead of regional police? This state police is state is artificial. It is something that is imposed on us. It is not. That is why all these are the original cause of our problems. The problems we are in today is all this thing because we are not in our natural environment. Britain came and distorted us. They distorted our system and gave us imposed on us fake system, and that is what we have been grappling with till death. Because the first thing that people should do is creation of a natural system, developing their natural system. But we are never allowed to develop our natural system. It is a very big problem. Every time, every so-called selection, you see British High Commissioner will come. No, it's good. Nigeria should be one. Is our policy. Why should it be foreigners' policy for us to remain what we should be not? Foreigners will be coming to tell us it is their policy for us to remain one. Even if we are dying, even if they are harvesting our organs, even if we have to be there. Don't you see that it makes us lower animals? Let us say it the way it is. We become lower human beings to them. The same way they are seen slaves in the year 18th century. That is the same way they are seeing us. We are not supposed to be who we are. Because they know that if we are in our natural environment, the sky is our limit. That is why they want us continue grappling in an unnatural environment. Oh, rivers man. Oh, you are Delta man. Oh, Delta. Oh, Delta. You are what? Cross River. Very mockery names. Mockery. They are making mockery of us. Are you hearing me? So let us understand the system, the situation we are in. Why was the Ariwa group very keen on making sure that the Ikwere people remove themselves from the Igbo they are? It's a question you need to ask our brothers. It's a question that you need to ask our brothers. So, you want to, okay, foreigners love you more than your brother. I used to say it. Before they used to tell us at the beginning, the propaganda they came with. You will kill yourself. You will kill yourself. If you will kill yourself. And they interviewed Mazi because they want to scare us with anything. Anything they put on the media, we catch it, we take it, we swallow it hook, line, and sinker, and fear, being afraid of everything, because of what they say. But to their surprise, they interviewed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The mainstream media, Nigerian mainstream media, interviewed him and asked him. He said, they raised the same question. Don't you see South Sudan? The same way, but if you people are fighting for freedom, imagine the freedom you have, their freedom, you will kill yourself. One came mad with Zaha. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, out of his wisdom, he told them, say, it's good. It's good for us to have brotherly fights. We will fight, and at a time we will tire and come to our senses and say, oh boy, let us sit down and talk. Waiting now. Now, my brother, waiting. You are the cause. So the other one say, now, okay, tell me, what is your problem? we vomit it to ourselves. No, this thing, and we will agree to disagree. Do you see the difference? But when we allow foreigners to continue fighting, to continue dividing us, then we end up enslaving all of us. Hausa today, Hausa is a case study. Ottoman Danfodio used religion to turn Hausa against Hausa. And they thought that they are fighting for Allah. They don't know that they are fighting for Ottoman Danfodio. He just manipulating them using Allah and Quran and Islam. When they finish killing themselves, they become weak. Now Ottoman, they surrender to Ottoman Danfodio. Ottoman, they say, oh yeah, we have killed our king. Now what are we going to do? He turned around. By that time, he have invited his fellow Fulani from the desert, from other parts of Africa. He said, here now, wow, Allah have given us this place. So these people are mumu, they are mugus, they are killing themselves for us, for me. Now, me wanna come, just me wanna come, me wanna no talk, just sit down and watch. Allah have given it to you. The place, don't worry. Do you see the way you read in the Bible? Say, oh, some places say, and the Jebusites kill themselves, they fight, and God tell the Israelites, say, just watch and see. That is the way the Fulanis, we are telling them, say, just these people are mugus, don't worry. If they tire, I will just go pump another word in their head, and they will be killing themselves. It's the same thing they want to do, they are doing in our land. They will come and tell Ikwere, you are not Igbo. Make sure you are not Igbo. Are you? You are not Igbo. You understand? And you see a flif, he will say, I'm Ikwere, I'm not Igbo. Hey, Mama, you are not Igbo. Because they believe that Allah, as long as Allah have done it through Ottoman Danfodio to the whole Hausa race, and they kill themselves, why can't the Igbo kill themselves? Why can't the Igbo divide themselves? Do you see? After creating states, they divided Igbo, mainstream Igbos, put them, divided and carved them out into different states. In order, the only thing is to weaken us. Because in their heart, they call us now, we are the hardcore, the people that we give them problem. So they weaken us, so that after everything, now when they use our brothers a slave in order to rise up and do, after everything, they will turn everybody into slaves. Is it not what they did to the Hausas? It's a case study. Why don't we learn from the history? We don't learn from history, do we? We don't. Why was the Ariwa group very keen on making sure that the Ikwere people remove themselves from the Igbo they are? Because they want to continue in the perpetual distortions of our natural existence as a people. They want to continue upholding the evil British creation, which is to our collective disadvantage and detriment, thereby giving Britain all the advantages to loot and exploit our land. Emma, in this world, I used to say it. When Mugu follow, Gaiman work. That is the rule of the world. Are you hearing me? When Mugu fall, that word is a heavy word. Is the order, world order. Where if Mugu fall, Kaiman work. That is what the Fulani are doing. They look at you as Mugu. When they come, they use one thing or the other, distort your brain. They just wind your brain small. You want to be Igbo. No, you are not Igbo. Look, you are not Igbo. Whereas you see Rivers, it was created in 1967. The first 12 states. All these things in order to undo Biafrans, to divide us, to make Ojuku, to make Biafra become less powerful and weak. That is it. That is what they continue doing today. This is where I'm going to stop. I will go into a few minutes break, so that when I come back, I will open the lines so that people will call. Please do not go away. I'll be right back.
This is our call to action. It's time to roll up our sleeves, dig up. Welcome to IPOB Rapture Media. Biafrans return to farming, invest in agriculture. Have you ever paused to question the importance of self-sufficiency in food production, food self-sufficiency, or the ability of a nation to feed its own people from its own resources, plays a pivotal role in securing a country's future? It's more than just filling our bellies. It's about nourishing our economy, our workforce, and our independence. Imagine being at the mercy of external sources for your daily bread. It's like a constant game of tug-of-war at where your sustenance is the rope. Any moment the balance could tip and you'd be left scrambling for threats to national security and economic stability. Outsourcing our food needs puts us in a vulnerable position, susceptible to price hikes, supply chain disruptions, or even political manipulations. But let's flip the coin and look at the benefits of self-sufficiency in food production. Firstly, it empowers our economy. When we invest in agriculture, we're not just planting seeds in the soil, we're sowing the seeds of economic growth. The farm-to-table journey involves many hands, from farmers to transporters, from retailers to restaurateurs. Each link in this chain represents a job, a livelihood, a boost to our economy. Secondly, it ensures food security. By growing our own food, we can control the quality and quantity of our produce. We're also less likely to experience food shortages, ensuring that no one in our community goes to bed hungry. Lastly, it promotes sustainability. Agriculture done right can be a tool for environmental conservation, preserving our land's fertility for future generations. So you see, self-sufficiency in food production is not just a matter of pride. It's a matter of survival, of economic prosperity, and of national security. Understanding the importance of food self-sufficiency sets the stage for our discussion on the call to action from IPOB. Recently, the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, called on Biafrans to return to farming and invest heavily in agriculture. This is not just a call to action, but a clarion call for survival and self-sufficiency. The world is on the brink of a food crisis, and Nigeria is no exception. An impending famine looms large, threatening to cast a dark shadow over the land. But here's the thing. Biafrans are not destined to be victims, but victors. IPOB, led by the indomitable Mazi, believes that Biafra has the means and the fertile lands to avert this impending danger. This call to action isn't just about planting seeds in the ground, but planting seeds of hope, resilience, and self-reliance. And it's not just about farming. It's about creating an entire ecosystem that supports agriculture, from cash crops to animal husbandry. It's about building agricultural cottage industries that process and preserve agricultural products for export, turning Biafra into a powerhouse of agricultural productivity. So where do you come in? IPOB is appealing to all Biafrans philanthropists to support farmers in their communities. But this support doesn't only mean giving temporary food items. It means providing seedlings and other farming implements. It means encouraging and supporting farmers to go back to farming, to go back to the land that once provided for us all. And it's not just about the present, but about the future. IPOB is urging Biafrans to invest in agricultural research centers. Why? Because quality research and development is key to growing our native food products efficiently and sustainably.
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra House of Service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Chinedu from Alu province of Biafra land. We are here live and direct. As you may know, today is the 24th day of April 2024. Therefore, our lines are now open, and we have a press release, IPOB press release, which I will read during my closing remark. Today's date being 24, about IPOB calls on the Italian government to place arms embargo on the Nigerian government, but I will read it through during my closing remark. For now, our lines are now opened, and our direct line is +1 213 328 6224. I repeat, +1 213 328 6224. Our WhatsApp and Signal line is +61 405 142 547. I repeat, +61 405 142 547. I have a caller already waiting. Caller on Signal, you are the first caller. Please make it worthwhile start by giving us your name, where you're calling from, and make your point as brief as you could. Can you hear me? Call on Signal.
I can hear you, Mazi Jonathan, and then watching it.
Always at alert, very agile. Welcome to the program.
Mazi Jonathan and Biafrans and lovers of freedom. My name remains Mazi Bona. Mazi Jonathan, like always, we must say that what we are doing is only when Biafra comes that we have the opportunity to pat ourselves on the back and say, indeed, you have done a great task for our people and for humanity in general. Mazi, without wasting much of your time, let me just go straight to two things. One is the clarion call by the leadership of this very movement, IPOB, for our people to go back to farming, because we know that farming cannot be overemphasized. The need for farming can never be overemphasized in our land and in our lives as Biafrans, because the history, if we look back, we know why we were defeated and decimated during the Biafran genocide committed against us by world power, not just Nigeria representing the world power, but international powers of them were in support of our annihilation, which in his infinite mercy and the residents of our fathers who fought to finish. This is why we are alive today. They stabbed us, they blockaded us. Kwashoko was a syndrome. Then our fathers suffered. Most of them died. They didn't succeed. Most of them that died out of Kwashoko are reincarnation of some of us today who are still speaking for the need to restore the sovereign nation and state called Biafra. Mazi, going back to our root and the need for farming, we can, it's a discussion that we must keep on educating our people in every forum we find ourselves. And I use this opportunity and medium also to appeal to our people who are also in this struggle, be it a media warrior, anywhere you are, disseminating this message of freedom. This leadership are the only command we have in this struggle in the absence of our leader as it stands today. They didn't choose themselves. Our leader made them the leadership, and they have, anywhere they lead us, we follow. I remember during the lockdown, the COVID-19 period, our leader Mazi Kanu, in his own wisdom as the leader who is in charge of affairs then, brought out money to buy palliative, bags of rice and share to our people. But this time around, because we must advance from one stage to another, change is constant in life. This leadership have told along that line, but today they have chosen to make it more effective and more proven for us as a people by encouraging us to go, even providing seedlings. So, in any form that is telling you that the idea of going back to our land to go and farm and feed our people, that is not relevant at this point in time. I will only say one thing, that you should take that person as Ofeke, yes. Because every son and bona fide citizen of Biafra know the need for us to farm and feed our people. We can't allow our enemy to feed us, because they say those who feed you controls you. This is on going back to our land. We must take it as a tax on every one of us. Even in the market, anywhere you find yourself, preach to people in the bus, in keke, anywhere in the street, preach to our people the need for them to farm, to feed themselves and their families, so that food will be sufficient in our land, so that hunger and starvation will be a thing of history in Biafra land. Mazi, lastly, the issue of the Arewa youth, Arewa group, telling the Ikweres to their ear that they should not be counted as Igbo, they should be identified as Arewa youth, Arewa group, telling the Ikwere to their ear that they should not be counted as Igbo, they should be identified as and salvation will be a thing of history in Biafra land. Arewa youth, Arewa group, telling the Ikweres to their ear that they should not be counted as Igbo, they should be and salvation will be a thing of history in Biafra land. Mazi, lastly, the issue of the Arewa youth, Arewa group, telling the Ikweres to their ear that they should not be counted as Igbo, they should be and salvation will be a thing of history in Biafra land. Mazi, lastly, the issue of the Arewa youth, Arewa group, telling the Ikweres to their ear that they should not be counted as Igbo, they should be Arewa group, telling the because from the background the program itself is repeating. I don't know from community radio I'm listening through.
Yeah, it's okay. It will be okay in a jiffy. Just go on, please. Go on.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Mazi. Like I was saying, Biafrans, the Fulanis that call themselves the Arewa group, who has constituted themselves to begin to issue instruction to our Igbo brothers, just because of the one divide and conquer strategy he used to fight our leader, Dim Osmegbojuku, during the Biafran genocide they committed against our people. Mazi, this is the work they have sent Ezemonye to Wike to go, the cannibal in River State, to go and begin to do in Abuja and in the north. You know, he is the one instigating all these people. He is the one bribing because he said he's not an Igbo person, and he swore never to allow his people to reunite with the Igbos in general. So he is the one now making they are using him now to activate some of this their evil agenda against our people and against every concerned Biafra, because the division of the Igbos in Biafra land is the division of the Biafrans in general, be it Ibibio, Ejo, Ishekirio, Ezong, Egala, Idoma, wherever you come from. This is how, because they know if we are united, we can be able to stand and fight every other obstacle that will come to intrude into our territory as Biafra. And this is why they are using the lives of Nyesowike today. Look at the Magba, because the census is forthcoming now. They are telling them not to be counted so that they can, because they know that the IPOB leadership and IPOB movement have activated our people coming back home to be counted, so that we can refute this their false census claim that they are not the most populated tribe or people in Nigeria. This is why they are trying to make sure they begin to single out the Ikweres. From Ikwere, they will go to the Ogonis, they will go to the Ahoda, they will go to the Obas, they will go to the Ebema, they will go to the Etie, they will go to, this is how they will go to all those our sub-regions to begin to tell them that they should not identify themselves as mainstream Igbo. And most of these people, most especially this their political class, are the one fanning this division, grassroots, because they are the one who are telling this seed of discord in the mind of their people, telling them that they are not Igbo. But we know that as far as Radio Biafra, because the mistake of the past can never be allowed to repeat it. And our eyes are on the ground. When our leader say eyes on the board, this is what he meant. We must begin to identify all those loopholes, all those subterfuge that they use in penetrating us. The likes of, what is it called, of Enugu, Peter Mpa, Hope Uzodema, Dave Umahedem, Ojus Okaro, name all of them who have been eschewed to the caliphate on to suppress our people and continue to keep us down. Mazi, what we must do as Biafrans is to continue to fight, because this is our journey. This shall be our story. We must get to the promised land and have every means and every determination to say at least we achieve something while we are alive. Mazi, our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been discharged and acquitted by appeal court 13th October 2022. This is where we start. Any other further trial, and we are also saying that a woman who gave birth to a criminal, who married a criminal, an embezzler, somebody who embezzled a state fund, has no qualification to begin to try a prisoner of conscience like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whose only offense is that he's agitating for his people's self-determination, which is internationally recognized right of every people who are occupying their indigenous land. Mazi, we say no to Binta Yaku continuous Shara trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in his useless and corrupt judicial high court. Mazi, here I end my discussion. I say, may Okike continue to keep you and keep you alive for us. Mazi.
Mazi. We must continue. There is no back to go to. Caller on direct line. Can you hear me, Mazi? Caller on direct line.
I can hear you. I can hear you clearly.
Welcome to the program.
Professor Chinedu. As usual, today your topic, your discussion, your lecture is as brilliant as it can be. I have one appeal to all the Biafran people, and making this appeal, I just wish that my parents were alive to see this day. That my great uncle, who during that civil war, who during that genocidal war against the Biafrans, were alive to hear the other story, to hear the true Biafran story. I'm making this reference to draw attention of Biafra to the need for each and every one of us to always tune in to Radio Biafra. They don't know what we have in Radio Biafra. Our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has given us a voice, and that voice, nobody can stop it again. And now in Radio Biafra, you have people, academics, who are going through the history books to present the facts the way they are. We have people who pick on issues and discuss it in the light of our past history that was hidden from us. I'm making this point because Dr. Jonathan, I'm looking at a book I know you must have had it, the scramble for Africa, white man's conquest of the dark continent. From 1876 to 1912, they are still conquering. Even if you go from 1912 to the present day, you see that they are tightening the grips of their conquest. And that book was by Thomas Packham. Now, the Radio Biafra is trying to unravel all that has happened before. And unfortunately, our people are not tuning to Radio Biafra to discover that in this conquest of 1876, Africa was seen as land of savages, land of subhuman beings, land to grab and land to conquer. And up till now, our people are more interested in chasing shadows instead of listening to the one that will free them. Nnamdi Kanu, the IPOB, has done everything, not just for Biafrans, but for the entire Africa, for them to see the other side of that story. And that is where your work today, your topic of discussion today is very commendable. I must tell you that. So Biafran people, our people, not just, even the people who claim to be Nigerian, I'm talking about other nationalities, it is incumbent upon them to now tune into Radio Biafra, to listen to the other side, to understand the peculiar task each and every one of them are facing in that country, and the task that we are all facing in African continent. So unless we begin to warm up, unless we begin to reason out of the box, to see that, look, I hope Dr. Masanga is listening to this broadcast today, or he may listen to it later on, because this is very essential. It is very important. You have hit the nail right on top of the head. Now, they have used all manner of means to divide us, to keep us divided, to keep us chasing shadows, while they are busy there exploiting, destroying our values and destroying everything that we stood for. So, Mazi, Jonathan, thank you. I'm only using this opportunity to urge Biafrans to always tune into Radio Biafra. If you want to be free, you have to start with mental freedom. You have to start with freedom of your psyche. You have to start with freedom of how you reason, how you perceive things. When Nnamdi Kanu said, "Come and debate with me," the whole of Nigerian intellectuals, all of them backed down. None of them showed up. And that tells you that we are on the right course, and Biafra has come to stay. Thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity.
We are in this together. We must continue. Caller on WhatsApp, thank you for holding on for 9 minutes plus. Can you hear me? Please go on.
Yes, Mazi, good evening. I can hear you.
There, Mazi.
Mazi, thank you. Oh, you really butchered the meat today. Thank you very much. Well, my own interest is on these Arewa people that come up to say that the Ikwere people should write Ikwere. And at the first place, I want to ask, is there anything like Ikwere? That is my question. Is there anything like Ikwere? These people know in fact, even the people say when they call themselves Ikwere, they don't even know their origin. They don't even know who they are. Somebody just come from somewhere, come they call Ikwere. Say make you even write Ikwere language. Is there anything like Ikwere language? That is my good. Is there anything like Ikwere language? Okay. Because that is where I come from. Now, this is it. Ikwere is not our name. That name Ikwere is not our name. The real name is Ihuroha. That is our real name.
Mazi, emechage so na anyị kwere bikon ka anyị ga-enu.
Okay, let me finish this one. I will speak it in the Kwere language. Wow. Our real name is Ihuroha language, or Ihuroha speak Igbo. That is it. Now, the question is, what is Ikwere? You know, Mazi opened our eyes, so we know so many things. And me, from my own research, I have researched and I discovered that Ikwere means agreement. Ikwere means agreement. Because in Ikwere language, Mazi, am I coming out?
Oh, you are. Go on, you are.
All right. Now, in Ikwere language, when you want to tell somebody, have you agreed? You will say, Ikwerile. Have you seen it? Ikwerile. You see how Ikwere come in there? Ikwerile, that is, have you agreed? Then the person will say, Owe Kwerile, I have agreed. So the name Ikwere means agreement. Ikwerile, have you agreed? So calling somebody Ikwere means that you are calling, if you hear somebody say Ikwere man, that means you are agreement man or agreement woman. So our name is not Ikwere, our name is Ihuroha. Ikwere means agreement. Because during those times when the white people were coming, so people, they were interpreting. And after every day we say, Anukwerile, where they say, Owe, Akwerile, we, Akwerile, that we have agreed. So the British people from there and name was Ikwere, that is agreement people, Ikwere people, agreement people. That is where that name comes from. But people don't understand, and they go and hijack the name and even carry and go put for one local government. Say this is Ikwere local government. This is Ikwere people, Ikwere man, Ikwere woman. We are not Ikwere. Our real name is Ihuroha, and Ihuroha people speak Igbo language. Mazi, that is my take. Let me speak in my language. Ihuroha mekao, Ihuroha mekao, Ihuroha mekao. Kevin Wanano. No. Okponu Radio Biafra. Emejoro kananu bono ozen iso yishi rewa Ikwere no heke aveno kuwa no census ya anuvu Ikwere rewa anuvu Ihuroha ansi basi Ikwere rewa anuvu Ihuroha ya rewa anu beze makono basi no census oke ya anku kano nanu noso onu Igbo ya hanso say or they have only Ikwere and we have only Ikwere hanso say Igbo even can men also no wake zumako nosu Igbo and noza rewa Igbo and William Nuri zumako rewa Igbo Eliano Eliano mako bumako Igbo aketa nanu ve Igbo and chile anu ve Igbo Yemeno kanano anu bu Igbo Hano. So elections to Suvaro na no baheka ambasi na no so Igbo oze have only Ikwere zela anwe Ikwere have Ihuroha and Ihuroha so say Igbo. Mazi, thank you very much.
Whoa, what you are speaking is Igbo language. Honestly, it's just an accent, you know, just like any other person can. Somebody from Soka can speak. Somebody from Owerri. It's the same thing. But we must continue. How we have become people that are manipulable, easily manipulated, is something that surprises me. Anything they call us, we accept. Caller on direct line, please go on. Can you hear me?
Yes, Mazi Jonathan. Good evening, sir.
There, Mazi.
Mazi, I'm Chinedu from Canada. Udodrigi, Wachineke. Brother, IPOB is our last line of defense. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been discharged and acquitted and must be released by Nigerian government because he has defeated them. He is not guilty in any form or shape. Mazi, listening to our brother who just spoke, I just felt a kind of bond, something that is reminding me something. When I was in the university those days, my roommate was from Ikwere. This guy's name, his name is Nyebuchi. Oh, yeah, say my brother. In Asu Igbo, I'm Igbo Nyebuchi. Osum no, I'm not Igbo. That I say Abu Nyebuchi. Osum Asambu Nyebuchi. Abromo Igbo. Oh, Mazi, that one is that one is this said. I support wholeheartedly the idea of farming. Farming is part of going back to our root. And farming is also part of going back to our habitat. The first caller against Mr. Iwekalo, he emphasizes so much. So Mazi, let me go straight to the point. I'm always so dazzled with your level of research because I don't know how many words you read in a day. Your research is top notch. Nnamdi Kanu, when he used to preach, he always said that Biafra is the kingdom of God on earth. People do not understand where he was going. People don't even understand where he was going. Anyone on our Western world, we have a clue of what he was saying. If you are holding a Canadian passport, you will walk with shoulder high across any border. Whether you are black, red, Indian, or white, nobody will harass you. But once you fling out, one day I was traveling with my brothers at Turkey, Istanbul. I in Katana, Ghana, from door to door. Immediately I flashed my Canadian passport. They passed me. But once they flash their Nigerian passport, they will touch, they know the thing as if how we will check whether currency is fake or counterfeit. So I was standing beside the man. The man said, keep going. I said, no, I'm not going. I'm waiting for my brothers. So, Mazi, what am I trying to say? They have relegated us to traders. You have been insulting words just like you said. But the same people who are calling us traders, they have forgotten that Igbos are technocrats, doing very well all over the world. Igbo scientists, breakthrough scientists all over the world, professors. So, Mazi, I don't want to take your time because today is a very, very nice, it's good to listen. What I want to say to our Ikwere brothers is learn from what happened to Hausas. Fulanis are coming to tell you to deny your identity in the upcoming census. If you heed to their advice, you are heading to your 6th feet grave. Finally, I want to thank Umuchinek, I want to thank Radio Biafra, I want to thank BOS and encourage them to continue. We know it's not easy until we achieve our goal. Dalumade.
The war. It's not easy to build a system that is only wise people, enlightened people can do it. They prioritize on building a system, and that's why if you are part of what we are doing genuinely, without no ulterior motive of go from IPOB, this and that, no, or you want a position, or you want as a step in order to climb a political ladder. Know that you are an enlightened fellow. I am telling you, because people did the same thing in Canada, in America, and today their generations are enjoying that system because of their selfless sacrifice. So engage in something you might not even directly benefit from until you die. It's not easy. It's not easy. So that is you know, when your generations will be enjoying it, you know, they will be thankful to their ancestors. About our own, we are building individuals, individuality, individualism, selfishness, and we see we are suffering it. That's it. Bring out Nigerian passport anywhere. And then you go onye ekpenta. And they treat you onye ekpenta. Not like our brother said, flash your foreign passport. Even a kiss yourself. That is the system. He represents the system. Caller on, let me see. Caller on WhatsApp. Please go on. Welcome to the program. Caller on WhatsApp.
Good evening. Mazi, can you hear me now?
The whole world is hearing you. Go on. Go on.
Mazi, thank you so much. Ịkwụ n'abalị a, ọ bara m anya ọfụma. And o nwere ụfọdụ ajụjụ ị na-ajụ sometimes. Ị na-ajụ ajụjụ ahụ ọ na-ekwu elu m, but ama m ka ọ na-ekwu ga-adịghị ma kwuo ya. Ị na-ekwusị ma ihe a na-ekwu ozi ọma na-ezi ebe a ma ọ na-aba ọkpụkpọ ntị. Maazị, ọ na-aba many people. Ọtụtụ mmadụ ozi ọma na-aba onye ọbụla ọ na-aba ọfụma. And many people are looking, all eyes on board, looking onto Nigeria. So now, what oligarchy they have to Masandi, as I want to tell these people, they are afraid on the ground. What it, because they have seen that they don't have that upper hand they have before. They don't have that audacity to conquer everybody. Even today, for my greatest surprise, I witnessed one man with one of my brother. We are doing argument. The man, I thought that he but surprisingly, no assembly have one plan. We have our son. Ndobazie try Pueblos now. The man cannot even mention the way he came from Hausa. Because is a real argument. I ain't an argument that since Nigeria that no Hausa man, then that no any Hausa man that did this Nigeria. So the man said yes, but no Hausa man. So that is the argument. But this one is not. So now, this struggle, which more than one not in here, my husband, even my father, I have never asked my father. Okay, because someone one night okay, all I pay money on. I mentioned the money on the Biafra war. But father enlightened me that he's the one that go to war. Wow, the Dubai have for the wage or got some had it we get the war. So but some see the many drag to war. So Mazi we watch or but it's not only like this region. People now buy people now want to people want to interview onye River State, onye Mbamro, on the channel. I will post it to your number for you to make it. So, no Mazi and the Colonial now so Mazi, keep it on. We are going there.
There war. Caller on direct line, Mazi. It's been a long time. Can you hear me? Welcome to the program.
Uncle Windsor.
There, Mazi.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. Fine. Thank you for being for us, honestly. God bless you. So, I just want to ask a question, man. This question has the agricultural encouragement in regards to Biafran indigents. I want to find out something. You know, in terms of the audio release voice of the documentation from one of our it or something. Either I don't know if that one is Yoruba or Igbo, I don't know. But who was talking deeply on how the Gates and all these Europeans have connived to influence our people agriculturally with negativity of their intent. You know, now I'm just asking, how do we curb the importation of this GMO chemical fertilizer from our people of buying it by all means? Because now that we are going into our agriculture, I think this is a yardstick for them now to start influencing us freely. Sometimes they might give it to local government free. So I don't know how we can place this publicity to get it right, because the Europeans never want us alive. And then few of us surrendering us, like the Biafrans who never want to identify. It's not a problem for them to identify. Never knew what this platform has been doing to restore and redeem their future generation. So how can we manage that situation? This is a question I want to ask. How can we manage this situation as you people are encouraging us to go into farming and agricultural, development? Please. That's why I said I have to call you and ask about this, please, sir.
There were. As you are calling on direct line, I think you listen to the background, through the background. I think so. Otherwise, you'll be paying.
Okay, sir. Okay.
There were. This GMO is not fertilizer. These are seedlings. These are seedlings, which is a special seedling which they modified their genes in the laboratory and switched off their reproductive nucleus, so that when you even eat of the seed, it will also disorganize human hormone system. That is it. And once you plant it, after harvesting the yield, the first yield, you plant the seeds, it can no more grow because these things have been switched off. The reproductive gene that is meant for reproduction has been switched off, and it also affects the eaters. So that is it. But as you can see or hear from Dr. Njemanze, in the north is where Biget, I think he has even farm. I think, is it Biget or Hillary Clinton also? They have a farm this thing. Is it farm lands in the north? These are the things they are doing. They are bringing. They are farming. But the good news is that it has never reached our side as like that. You can hear it. You understand? So we still have natural seedlings. So we know it. So that is the thing. So just let us do what we are being told. Let us do what we are being told, because we need to conserve that our natural seedling, like we used to do when we like maize, corn. If we harvest corn, we eat, but we make sure we remove some. What we call mpoko, so that these are for next year. Yam too, the same thing. These are for next year farming or planting. That's it. So these are natural things that are good for human consumption. It's not GMO, genetically modified organism food. So that is what I can say about it for now. Caller on Signal, welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Mazi Madabuchiku.
Yes, my brother.
There we go.
Good evening to you. Good evening, Biafrans and lovers of freedom. Mazi, I'm reaching you from the Netherlands, by the way. I think I will start with this, our brother, the last, I think, Dan Akbarimad. What he asked about this and what you answered about this GMO. Our people should know that these are, like you said, seedlings or seeds or tubers or any farm crop that have been modified that is no more natural. So if you hear that they are sharing crop seeds or maize or that will grow 10 years in one plant, beans, corns and yam and cassava and potato and so forth and so on are original and natural, like our brother Jonathan said, and they can be planted and replanted next year. So the advice we must, as we make the campaign for our people to go back to the farm, we must also begin and continue to make them conscious that they must, after each planting and harvesting cycle, they must preserve what to plant the next season. Why is that important? Because if you plant GMO, like our brother Jonathan alluded, next planting season, you may have yam or corn or maize or whatever in your barn or in your silos, but you cannot plant them because they cannot germinate if you plant them, which means you will be depending on the foreign body. Like that man that is, God knows what his mission on this earth. You will be depending on his NGO. You will be depending on them to give you seedlings. And why is it detrimental? You may be getting the seedlings from them, but when they need to, when they want to starve you, when they need to control the food, because our people I don't want to go into too much details in this thing. Our people should not go and learn what is eugenicist and their mission on this world. So what I'm saying that if these people don't want to feed the particular people anymore, they can stop giving them the seedlings. By that time, their original native fertile seedlings have been phased out. So when they stop giving you the seedling on the plant to sow or to plant, you starve. So it's very important that we save our natural and our home seeds and crops and cassava sticks and tuber yams and cocoa yams, and be wary of anybody bringing anything saying this is agriculture from heaven. Be wary. Plant your own corn and your own cassava and the rest of it. And so, my brother, I come to the main point of your, the submission about the colonialism and the after effects. We know that the same way Africa was a country before the 1885 Berlin Conference, where they divided Africa, and today we have 54 African countries and counting, and counting is that Biafra must emerge, because that is what will make us safe and what will make us progressive. But what I'm saying is that the same way they split Africa into 54 and counting, the same way they have split the zoo, Nigeria, into 36 and counting. So, why am I saying this? And that our brother, I think in this program or in another program, one of us said that the same way the neo-colonial or the colonialists, the original colonialists, Britain and the rest of them, colonized Africa and then Nigeria and they was there. But when they were living, the colonialism of Africa and especially Nigeria is continuing, but with another face. It's like the boss of a shop or of a factory is not in the factory, but there is managers and foremen there. Meaning that the people who are running Nigeria today for Britain are black like you. They are may even be your literal sibling or brother or sister or cousin or uncle and so forth. So what we are saying is that why am I making this emphasis is that we, the Igbos, the Biafrans, have been living all over Nigeria. After the amalgamation, we have been living all over Nigeria, God knows. And from 1945, it is not you, the Ikwere man, the Ihero Haman, the Ibibio man, or the Igbo, or Anang, or Isoko, or Urobo, or Shekiri. It's not you living in their space that we are killing them. It was there. It was them. Out of their jealousy and out of their bigotry, we are slaughtering our people since 1945. Now, any Biafran ethnic nationality, we ask yourself a question. Is it the Igbos we are killing people or are killing people in Kaduna since that 9 years? In the southern Kaduna, they are slaughtering them, want to wipe off the Christian population there. Is it the Igbos? Is it the Igbos that are killing people in Nasarawa? Is it the Igbos that are killing people in the Plateau State? Is it the Igbos that are killing people in Benue? And is it the Igbos that are killing our people in the guise of cattle herding? What I want people to ask themselves, if these people detach you from the Igbo people, your own cousins and uncles, your kids and kin, when they want to do to you what they are doing to Benue people, what they are doing to Plateau people, what they are doing to Nasarawa people, and so forth, because they deceived them during the war, because these people are naming now, they deceived them during the war to kill the Igbos, that Igbos are not good, Igbos are not the devil. They killed the Igbos. Now they are killing them. Is it the Igbos that are killing them? So my argument here, I'm trying to make our people think these Ikwere people, our people, they are the Igbos. Because there's one man I met here. He's an acquaintance, kind of a friend. Why I'm not very close to him, because he refused to come into what we are doing. So I saw him very recently, about a couple of days ago. I sent my man. I hear that also Fulani anyway. That was it. I said that I hear that Fulani is telling you to write that you're Ikwere in Eastern. Don't mind that stupid people. They think we are fools. This quote that gave me, because our people will take it when you make a point to convince, not to out of anger. Tell our people in Ikwere, in Akwa Ibom, in Calabar, in Bayelsa, in Wanke, in even Edo people. Because if these people start to kill the Edo people, who will come to their rescue if they have alienated them to the Igbos? Or when they kill the Idoma people, who will come to the Idoma people or even the Benue people? People should know that these people are up to no good. They will come with financial inducement, but they are leading you to the slaughter. Learn this and learn sense so that you may preserve your life and your community and live in a free, independent and sovereign Republic of Biafra. That is our promised land. May God bless Biafra. Thank you, my brother. Good night.
There were Mazi. There were. You said it all. Caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me? You'll be the last caller. Caller on WhatsApp.
Yeah, good evening, Mazi.
There were Mazi. There were. Welcome to the program.
This is Anayo Chuku from Aba. Summation today is quite enticing because when we talk about colonial method of making Africans stupid, we find out that one actual problem we have as Igbos or as Biafrans is that we don't actually know our enemies. And there is two particular things in life is there are people who are living and there are people who are existing. We are just existing, we are not living, because if anybody that is living must have life in him, must understand what he is passing through, should at least on his own find out what his problem could be. But in our own case, we always shift blames. Like you are talking of Ikore people now, those areas. I have somebody there, my relation, who is married there. When I go there, I talk with them. Even their language, I understand it more than those ones in Enugu, Abakaliki side. So even Abreba or Hafia, I understand Ikore more than those ones. But I still ask them, are you not Igbo? Those ones, because they know me, they say they are Igbo. But when it comes to issues like, who are you? They always try to make themselves river people. And I don't understand what that actually means. You're a river person. That means you're from the river, you're not human. Because anybody that comes from the river is not living, is not human. Could be fish, could be any kind of water species. Now, the problem we are having is the pride in us, because the worst person in life is not that person that doesn't know, but that person who claims he knows but doesn't know anything. Because if you think you know and you don't know, that is the worst, because to convert you, to change you, to make you a reasonable person will be very, very difficult. But when you don't know, somebody can educate you. But when you claim you know, nobody will be able to educate you because they wouldn't know what to tell you. So even when you talked about Azikiwe, I think I watched Azikiwe when he was about to die, when he was televised on the television. That was 1996. I saw regret all over him. See, our leaders are not learning from it. So many of us are not learning from it. Because if you are a living being, you should adjust. There are two books that I found the Colonial masters acting upon. The one of them is titled The Prince by Machiavelli. And the other one is Mafia Manager. This is just their attitude. They like conquering others. And the evil that is being conquered should know. And there is every tendency that you should resist it. You should stop it from coming. But we just allow it, managing it even till up to date. I thank God that you people emerged. If not, if this IPOB didn't come up, I tell you, in 20-30 years, there will be no rest like Igbos as a people. Because now, what you people are doing, you are connecting us you are connecting the future with the present and the past. You are just connecting this line. Without us existing today, there wouldn't be another people representing us tomorrow, because there will be no connectivity. And I thank God for your people's presence, connecting us. No matter how tedious it will be, I know it will not be easy, but I am asking you people to keep working, keep connecting us, because that is the most important thing. The worst thing that we do is to go back and say, no, we are tired. No. You know, when you're doing something and there is period of boredom, this period of tiredness in every work, even in your business, and that is the period we learn. We can't get to the better place without at this point we are into now. Because this point we are into now is strengthening us into victory. This is the most important point we are into. This is the pivotal point that will lead us into the victory point. But when we are starting something to mind everybody joining, everybody, we are happy, let's be doing it, it will work out. Now, when it gets to the boredom time, when everybody will be tired, it's becoming so tough, that is when few will remain, and that is the people that will be victorious, because these are people that are very patient to conquer the situation. Because when you get to this point, you are getting across the other side. So I'm thinking, you people, I'm becoming so excited because this is a period I know that we are going to get what we want, and we want to surely be strong to conquer. So thank you, my brother. Continue, and I'm asking every one of you to keep pushing, and God bless you all.
Thank
you, sir.
We are in this together. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Must continue because we have no back to go. This is where I'm going to stop picking calls. Of course, there will Mazi. Biafrans and lovers of freedom. Our mission is to make sure that we restore a Biafra of sanitized brains. Once you have sanitized the brains, you have a sanitized country. That is it. You know, as I've been saying it, the West, the developed countries we are in today, what makes them develop? They first of all develop their brains. That is it. Without developing their brain, they cannot develop a country. You know, that is what we are doing. We don't want to restore a country of stupidity, superstition, whereby people will live doing things. I mean, fighting for a system. Now they will be consumed with selfishness. Are you hearing me? Nigeria is a country designed by Britain. It's a system designed by Britain to keep us down, to keep Biafrans down, because they know us more than we know ourselves. They know that without them keeping us down, if they allow us to be in our natural habitat, that the sky will be our limit. We will instigate the development of Africa, indigenous development of Africa. I am telling you. So, let us understand that united we stand. Why is it that can you remember in, I think, either 2020 or 2019, something like that, when the first time Southern governors had a conference together, the first time in history, I will never forget it. The Fulani were on the rampage. They don't want to hear anything about it. They don't want it to hold. It's better even people loot billions of dollars in Nigeria. It's better for them. But for us to be unified, no. It's their nightmare. Because they know that the secret lies in unity. The secret of building a viable state, the secret of advancement lies in unity of purpose. And they will always want to keep themselves united, calling themselves Arewa, which simply means the North. We, the Arewa. But are they together? In reality, the answer is no. See how they are killing themselves. Do you see how they are killing themselves? The Fulani is on the final stage, killing with the indigenous farmers in order to implement Bill Gates' strategy and agenda. But they don't talk much about all those things. What they talk about is insecurity in the southeast. Insecurity in the southeast. They love us too much. Look, their strategy is continuous drumming of what they want us to hear, what they want to put into our brain. The same way the West, do you see what they want you to hear? They continue talking it. They continue talking it. Even if it's lies, they continue talking it without waste, without no break. I said the event of last few weeks, it baffled me. It added to something I knew already. The way they behave. Oh, Iran bombed here with missile. The way they describe it, they make sure that there is no statement. They will not put it in full. Iran bombed with more than 300 drones. They invaded another country. Every minute is what they make sure they put it. They say it in detail, in full. They continue drumming it to your ear, you know. Whereas cutting the root cause of the thing. Oh, but these people, they also bombed the consulate of another country, which is equivalent to invading a country and killing their citizens that are in that consulate. No, they don't talk about it. They completely cut it off. But they continue drumming that thing. You know, it's now we understand the power of the media. Before we didn't know. And that is why they were able to cover, to create us, to start behaving and thinking the way we are thinking. In a narrow-minded way. Because they continue blowing one thing, bringing it out, talking it. Igbos are domineering, until he enter everybody say that false narrative. But the real people, the Fulani that is really absorbing other ethnicities in the north, they don't care. The Fulani that is killing everybody in the north, they don't talk about it. You thought they say no, it's a headers farmers clash. No, it's our this Sheikh Gumi said no, it is they are their fighters or their heroes or warriors. So you know the way they bring the statement down, they tone it down so that you don't even talk about. But that thing they want you to hear, they continue hammering it day, night, day, afternoon, night, day, afternoon, night, until you don't even know when you start absorbing it. The same way as I said, you enter into where they are playing, there is music sound, even if at first you will not be interested. But as the music continues, you will not even understand when you start shaking your head or your hands in the to the tune of the music. That is subconscious reaction of acceptance. That is what they are doing to us. I'm Rivers man, but Rivers State was created in 1967. The person that is telling you I'm Rivers man, he was born 1950. 17 years before the creation of Rivers. Now you ask him, but Mama or Papa, what was you before Rivers? And who created Rivers State? Is it not Gawan? And he created it with a bad intention to divide us. And that division is still there. That division is what they are still pursuing till today. They don't care about destroying every other Nigerian, but their aim is destroy Igbo man, destroy a Biafran. In that context, they are destroying everybody. They don't care, because Britain don't want Biafra to come up. They know that if we come up, now it will be the starting point for the advancement of Africa. They know that. That's why they put all this nonsense everywhere for us, against us. Propaganda. Every division. Arewa group was Arewa from the north. He is telling you, advising you that no, Ikwere man, you are Ikwere. Remember, you are Ikwere. Don't ever feel the population form as any other thing. Your language is Ikwere. Your ethnicity is Ikwere. When your enemy come and advise you, as a wise person, what do? You completely do opposite what he tells you to do. That is a wise person. But when you agree, you say yes. Remember Ottoman Danfodio with the Hausas. Remember this Yoruba man that invited the Fulani to kill his brother, that sold the Kwara till today to the Fulani. Kwara has a emir. It's the same thing. So why can't you learn from history? This division, they tell you I'm not able. What is it? What in the real essence? What is it? Can't you ask yourself, say, look, this thing is getting to my nerves. So what is it? Igbo, I'm not Igbo. Why you don't want us to be? What is it? You want me to deny my identity? Look at Nyesom Wike. Just one individual, for his own individual purpose, his own political purpose, benefit, he deny his identity and do anything. What he's doing, he underrates the consequence of what he's doing tomorrow. Do you see? Tomorrow is still the same people. When you want to come back, it is still the same people that use you. We remind you that, look, is it not you that destroy Igbo property in Abuja? They are brother property. Now you want. I say I saw it when there was the Southern Governors Forum. The Fulani, they went to Besek all the time on TVC news, on different national news, talking, reminding Igbos that, oh, you are now going together with Yorubas, eh? They killed you during the Biafran war more than any other people. They now they want to antagonize. You know, there I say, Chineke, these people, they know what they are doing. Because they don't want us to be together. They know that we being together is their nightmare. That is the secret. But we don't know. Many of us don't know. That is the problem. But today, we continue telling you, hammering it to you here on Radio Biafra. We must continue doing the needful. Let us go back to farming. Agricultural revolution is what we are in. We are calling for agricultural revolution. That is the remedy. Because we have to first of all be independent when it comes to feeding. How do you know a man, once you are a mature man, that you are independent? You are no more eating in your father's house, living in you come out and rent your apartment or rent your room and start feeding yourself. You no more depend on your father or your mother to eat and say thanks, sir. Thanks, Ampa. No, you no more depend on it. That's when they say, no, you're a full man. He's now independent. When you can feed yourself, number one thing, not about buying car first. No, at least start by feeding yourself. That is the primary. That is what we are calling ourselves for. Instead of building hotels, build factory in your village. Any producing factory. Something you think we can do things. I am telling you. You see, China, they are plenty in number. They are very populous. You know, houses, apartments, they use it as a factory. Small factories. Once this one produces, it becomes plenty. Are you hearing me? You can start by producing something small in a small quantity in the village. It goes a very big way. Let us stop, featuring. Oh no, I build a hotel, I build a mansion. You build mansion of 1 billion naira, and you go there, you visit there only once a year. Does it make sense? You pay people even to watch you overeat. Does it make sense? In the village, if you build factory, you have solved some problems. Are you hearing me? Even a red oil factory, red oil production factory is something. So let us be reasonable. This situation we are, when Nigeria placed us, should make us to become really independent. It is in our advantage, so that when we get our country, it will no more be hard for us. It is something we work harder even. That's it. Biafra is our religion. Biafra is our identity. We must continue in making sure. Let me read before I go, please. Let me read the press release. IPOB press release of 24th April 2024. That is today. IPOB calls on the Italian government to place arms embargo on the Nigerian government. The global family and movement of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, ably led by the great and indefatigable leader Mazi calls on the Italian government to halt sales of Air Force jets to the Nigerian government, but instead place an arms embargo on the Nigerian government for flagrant violations of human rights and shelling of peaceful communities of indigenous peoples in Nigeria. We call on all civilized nations to stop further sales of military hardware and software to Nigeria because of their pretense of fighting terrorists. The Nigerian government has created the terrorist groups that they are pretending to have been fighting in order to displace indigenous nations and allow individuals in power to loot the country's funds. Therefore, we appeal to the Italian government to stop the military aircraft purchase deal they entered into with the Nigerian government. We also ask other countries considering selling arms to Nigeria to stop, because Nigeria is not using the arms for their intended purposes. IPOB has no intention to interfere with the Italian government's business, but wants to inform them that the Nigerian military have not used the previously acquired arms and ammunition, including fighter jets, to fight terrorists who operate in the open in the northern Nigeria, but have targeted innocent and peaceful people. Unarmed IPOB members have been the victims of Nigerian military brutality. Some of the internally displaced people, IDP camps in Nigeria, have been intentionally bombed by the Nigerian military to prevent the displaced persons from returning to their communities already ceded to the terrorists as their own. Recently, an Okoma community in Delta State, Nigeria, was invaded, bombed, and the entire community displaced by the Nigerian military. The Nigerian government and her murderous military are known for human rights violations and genocide against her civilian population. In 2021, the Nigerian Air Force bought 12 A-29 Super Tucano jets from the United States of America to fight terrorism in Nigeria. After the delivery of those fighter jets, they were deployed in the eastern region of the country and were used in bombing of Igbo villages and East people, mostly in Olu local government area of Imo State. From the day the Tucano jets arrived Nigeria in 2021 till late 2023, they were never used against terrorists, but were consistently used in bombing of innocent people in Imo State, in the eastern part of the country, that is Biafra land, and also in bombing of IDP camps in the north, who are victims of Boko Haram terrorist attacks. The Nigerian government plans to purchase about 20 more fighter jets from Italy for the Nigeria Air Force. Now raises the question: why would the Italian government consider selling fighter jets to Nigeria to be used on innocent, armless, and peaceful Igbo communities like the US did in 2021? If the Italian government cares about the lives of indigenous peoples in Nigeria, then this deal has to be cancelled, because it is a threat to the lives of millions of people resident in the eastern region, that is Igbo land. Nigeria government deceived the United States of America in 2021 that those Tucano jets will be used against terrorists in the country. Have they also told another lie to the Italian government so that they can secure the purchase of these Air Force jets? We are watching. The lives of the indigenous Biafrans must be protected at all means by cancelling this deal to sell arms to Nigeria. It is public knowledge that the Nigerian government and her military are not sincere in the fight against terrorists. Instead, they are after unarmed activists and innocent Nigerians. The Nigerian government is indirectly sponsoring terrorists and it is sponsoring terrorism, and that is why there is no terrorist in detention or in trial in Nigeria. On the contrary, the arrested terrorists have all been released by the Nigerian government and her military. The Nigerian government negotiates with the terrorists and pay them millions of dollars in ransom. Well, these terrorists operate freely from their camps in the open desert vegetation of the northern Nigeria, which can easily be mapped out by aerial surveillance of the military. That confirms that the Nigerian government is not sincere in the fight against terrorists, but also use terrorism as a means to fleece public funds. IPOB urges the Italian government to halt the sale of jets to the Nigerian government because their fight against terrorism is a hoax. The Italian government should not fall into the Nigerian government's deception. Any supply of arms and ammunition to the Nigerian government is a tacit support to human rights abuse and violations. The Italian government and her citizens are civilized and should not support any government that is violating the fundamental human rights of her citizens. Civilized nations should not fall into the falsehood peddled by the Nigerian government and her air force over fighting terrorists. But in reality, they are killing innocent people because of ethnic bigotry and greed. We are calling on the Italian Prime Minister, Miss Giorgia Meloni, to place an arms embargo on the Nigerian government for their history of bombing civilian population and for human rights violations. The Nigerian government and Air Force entered into agreement with the Italian government to support them, to supply them 24 aircrafts and for 6 aircraft to be delivered every 6 months. The aircraft were scheduled for every 6 months starting soon. IPOB members worldwide demand the civilized nations across the world to stop the supply of arms and ammunition to Nigeria because they are indirectly sponsoring the Boko Haram and other terrorist groups in northern Nigeria to continue. Comrade Emma Powerful, Media and Publicity Secretary for the indigenous people of Biafra. This is where I'm going to stop. Thank you for listening. From me, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu from here, it is simply good evening.
Return to farming. Invest in agriculture. Have you ever paused to question the importance of self-sufficiency in food production, food self-sufficiency, or the ability of a nation to feed its own people from its own resources, plays a pivotal role in securing a country's future. It's more than just filling our bellies. It's about nourishing our economy, our workforce, and our independence. Imagine being at the mercy of external sources for your daily bread. It's like a constant game of tug-of-war at where your sustenance is the rope. Any moment the balance could tip and you'd be left scrambling for resources. This reliance could pose potential threats to national security and economic stability. Outsourcing our food needs puts us in a vulnerable position, susceptible to price hikes, supply chain disruptions, or even political manipulations. But let's flip the coin and look at the benefits of self-sufficiency in food production. Firstly, it empowers our economy. When we invest in agriculture, we're not just planting seeds in the soil, we're sowing the seeds of economic growth. The farm-to-table journey involves many hands, from farmers to transporters, from retailers to restaurateurs. Each link in this chain represents a job, a livelihood, a boost to our economy. Secondly, it ensures food security. By growing our own food, we can control the quality and quantity of our produce. We're also less likely to experience food shortages, ensuring that no one in our community goes to bed hungry. Lastly, it promotes sustainability. Agriculture done right can be a tool for environmental conservation, preserving our land's fertility for future generations. So you see, self-sufficiency in food production is not just a matter of pride, it's a matter of survival, of economic prosperity, and of national security. Self-sufficiency in food production is not just a matter of pride, it's a matter of survival, of economic prosperity, and of national security.